Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. I'm going to be starting a new series on my channel called Fitness Friday, where I post a video every other week on Fridays, where we just kind of sit down and have a conversation about health and fitness and whatever else comes up, whatever other topics come up in our conversations, either in my comments or whatever pops into my brain. And today I just thought it might be kind of nice for us to just take a little walk together and talk about mental health. A lot of people don't necessarily consider mental health as being part of your fitness journey, but for me personally, it's detrimental to where I am physically as far as where I am mentally. Um, so one thing that I find super helpful for not only, of course, my physical health but my mental health as well is taking walks. And I find that when my mental health is more balanced, my physical health, of course, is more balanced as well. So, some of you guys, if you've been following me for years, I know I've been taking a break from YouTube. I haven't posted anything for quite a while. But if you've been following me for a while, you know that I used to be super into ultra running. A couple years ago, actually, it's been like over 2.5 years ago now, almost 3 years, I ran my first 100 miler. And at the time I said first because I wanted to run more hundreds. I wanted to do bigger things than that. Maybe. I at least wanted to run more ultras. And then I just got super, super burnt out on it to the point where running had been what I did for my mental health to help things be better. And of course, it made me feel physically healthier as well. But it got to the point where running was not actually helpful. I'm trying to get a shot of a little squirrel over here, and I think I kind of missed him, but he was super cute. Anyway, so I stopped running for a while because it actually was making me, like, I was feeling more mentally unhealthy by forcing myself to run. It not only wasn't helping my mental health, it was actually making me feel kind of unhappy and just, I don't know, really unsatisfied for a while. So I kind of switched sports for a little bit, and I turned to CrossFit. I actually got really into CrossFit, and specifically, I've really fallen in love with the Olympic weightlifting part of CrossFit. So I did post a video last week. I'm going to start another series called Muscle Monday, where I post videos of me lifting just to kind of get feedback and advice from, hopefully more experienced lifters. And so I've really been enjoying that lately. And with running, I felt like I just reached a plateau. I don't know, I guess I kind of reached my goal as far as running the 100 miler. So I didn't really feel like I had much else to achieve. And I'm a very goal oriented person. So with CrossFit, there's a whole world of stuff with CrossFit for me to still explore, right? I have so much to learn and so many more goals I can set and achieve with, CrossFit, and then even the weightlifting part of that. So that really helped me to feel very fulfilled and satisfied with, kind of like achieving goals and making progress. Whereas I felt like with running, I wasn't really able to do that much anymore. But being in the gym all the time, I really felt like there was a mental health aspect that was missing. I was honestly so my goal has been personally to lose body fat and gain muscle, gain strength. And that's very hard for me. Naturally, it's very easy for me to put on fat. Just genetically for me personally, very easy. It's very hard to lose that fat, and it's a little more difficult for me to build muscle mass. So it's something that I am continuing to work on and will continue to work on forever. I don't think it'll ever be a goal I just reach and stay there. I think I'll always be striving to maintain, you know, lesser body fat and more muscle mass on my body. But anyway, I was doing better with that over the summer. I was really starting to achieve some goals. I could tell I was building strength. I was, able to do these skills and stuff that I couldn't do before. So I'm like, well, I'm making progress. My clothes are starting to fit a little bit better, and so my fitness was feeling like it was more on track. And my diet, I mean, I could definitely use work with my diet, but I was improving with that and really kind of keeping things in line as far as that went. But I was just really mentally, I don't want to say unhappy necessarily, but just not really feeling fulfilled at all. and I realized what I was missing was being outside. So for me personally, being outside is, of course, it's physically healthy to go on walks and stuff like that, but it definitely, the being outside aspect was super, super important to my mental health. Just being out in nature, going on walks. I started off just going on walks around my neighborhood, and sometimes I come out to this park that you see me in here. I started doing a little bit of traveling with friends, and even just some by myself this summer, going on hikes and things like that. So for me, that's super, super important to my mental health, is to be outside, to go on walks, to just be out in nature. Sometimes I would just go and just like sit by the lake for a little bit and read a book or watch the animals out at the park. There's like squirrels, sometimes you see deer out here, ducks, geese, all kinds of birds. Like, you see all kinds of things out in this park specifically. And so just like being out in nature, just having some time to spend kind of by myself, kind of in my head, but in a good way. You'll notice I'm pretty much like the only one out here at this park this day. It's kind of later in the afternoon. You can tell that fall is obviously starting to occur around here where I'm from. And you can kind of hear the crickets or whatever bugs they are. I don't know. They're like in the trees and they're chirping, and it's like really peaceful. So just being out in a setting like this is super, super important to my mental health. So that's what I want to encourage you guys to do, is understand that your physical health goes beyond just your body, goes just beyond, moving your body and, following a diet or whatever, following a meal plan. Your mental health is super important to sort out as well. And if you're not mentally healthy, you're not going to feel physically healthy. So I learned that when I started taking care of my mental health, I was kind of in this plateau with my physical health. And once I kind of started to fix the mental, I all of a sudden started breaking through with my physical health in ways that I had not been able to. And another thing that helped with that, obviously getting outside definitely helps me personally. So figure out what it is for you. Maybe it is going for walks. Maybe, that's something that helps you too. Maybe it's going kayaking or reading a book or having your favorite dessert or whatever it is. Just remember that self-care is very important, and self-care is not always easy. We think of self-care as, taking a bubble bath, getting our nails done, whatever. But sometimes self-care can be really, really hard. And for me, the thing I had to face as far as self-care was learning to do that shadow work, kind of dealing with some childhood traumas, all that sort of stuff. And what helped me start to deal with that was seeing a therapist again. I've bounced back and forth between therapists for the last few years. I never really found anybody that I really connected with. And for me personally, what has helped my breakthrough was finding a female therapist. I identify as female, and so finding another therapist that identifies as female, I think that was really, really helpful for me personally. Now, that's not to say that your therapist needs to be the same gender that you are. That's not to say that. But I had always seen male therapists, and for whatever reason, I just never felt like I could open up. I don't know, there was a couple guys that I had seen that almost I felt like they judged me. I don't know, that may be like an issue with me personally, where I don't feel comfortable talking to men. Maybe that's a whole nother can of worms that I need to open. But finding a female therapist that I really trusted and felt safe and comfortable talking to, that has made all the difference for me. So people say, oh, get into therapy. Well, it's not just that simple. You have to find a therapist that you feel safe with, that matches with you. And this is not, I promise this is not a sponsored video. This is not like a paid plug or anything like that. But for me personally, I am using BetterHelp. It's an app. You can just download it on your phone. And they are very financially accessible, at least for me. And they have some different financial options. So sometimes that's been a struggle for me in the past, was just affording therapy. So hopefully that can help it make, that can make therapy a little more accessible using an app like that. There's all kinds of amazing tools. They happen to match, I just happened to get matched with the perfect therapist on my first try. I'm sure that's not the case for everyone, but they do allow you to change therapists, I think unlimited. So until you find the right fit, you're allowed to change as many times as you want. I think I just happened to get really lucky. and get the perfect therapist on the first try. But there's all kinds of tools with that. Like there's group therapy and classes, and you get to meet with your therapist once a week. And like I said, very, very financially accessible. For me, it's very affordable. So I'm lucky in that regard. But yeah, so again, not sponsored. They didn't pay me to say this. I just wanted to put that plug out there that it is a great resource if you don't have a therapist in your area. Obviously, it's all online and everything. So getting that mental sorted out for me really helped me with my physical health. Of course, when you feel less depressed and less anxious, and those are two of my issues, but whatever other issues you deal with, when you feel those things less, you obviously sleep better. And so you wake up feeling more energized. You want to go for a run, or you want to get up and go to the gym. And when you have less negative emotions and feelings, it can kind of help with your self-confidence. It can make you want to get out the door and go do things. So you just feel more physically healthy. So really sorting that mental health out for me was the biggest game changer as far as my physical health. I don't emotionally eat as much. If I do feel a little down, I have learned that going on a walk is something that can help me, but there are other tools as well that you can learn in therapy and whatnot. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to come on here and remind everyone. I know our generation's getting more comfortable talking about mental health, which is great. But just remind everyone, like, you got to take care of yourself mentally, and that can really help the physical all come into play. Whether it's looking at a cute little duck, I don't know, that makes me happy. Whatever it is that gives you pleasure in this crazy world, I encourage you guys to do it. So I hope you all are having a great day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.